Well, that's where the cream line comes in because the cream comes.
Can we not use the word cream?
It sounds so creepy.
Welcome to Monday, everybody. Scary, are you excited to be here?
There's nothing welcoming about Monday. I mean, it's Monday. I mean, right there, there's a paradox in that sentence.
I don't know if paradox means what you think it means.
It doesn't feel right.
It seems like
maybe oxymoron.
An oxymoron.
How about just moron?
I mean.
Okay, explain what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say is Monday is a mundane. I call it mundane, not Monday, because you're dragging your wagon. It's just
okay. So let's say we had Monday off. Would Tuesday be your Monday then?
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be a Monday.
For me, yeah.
I kind of like Mondays. I know that you're going to hate me for that, but I feel like it's the beginning of the week. We're going to start everything over again, and there's so much opportunity on the horizon. I like a Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday's a bitch. I don't like
But I think Tuesday's better because Tuesdays you feel like it's a shorter week and you get excited. So you're like, I know it's a shorter week, so you kind of get like all amped up.
When the week starts on Tuesday, cool. But just Tuesdays in general, I think they're kind of lame.
See, I don't like Thursdays because Thursdays you're tired.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, my God, why can't it just be Friday? So you get to Thursday, and, there's that feeling of, oh, great, only one more day or that bullshit. But honestly, I'm just so tired on Thursdays. Like, I don't like Thursdays.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
I hate all the days. Yeah. Just all of them.
I feel like the work week now is kind of like built out with Wednesday as everybody reports to work on a Wednesday. And then if you have a 3-day person, you have to come in Tuesday and Thursday. And if you're a 4-day person, then you come in Monday, and then you take Friday off. Yeah. So I feel like that's how the work week is built out now, depending on what you're required to show up for.
Well, this building is pretty much a ghost town on Fridays.
Oh, yeah, forget it.
Everybody's out working, taking meetings.
Yeah. Working from home.
Wednesday's the day around here. This place is popping on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You get lunch, and it's always a pretty good lunch downstairs, and everyone's here. Everyone's working on
Who
stuff.
Who stays that late? That's what
Me?
sucks, though. Lunch comes at like 12:30.
It comes at 12.
Nate's here.
I'm here.
I've
It's a
been
free
here
lunch.
lately. Andrew, Josh, Diamond.
Yeah.
Lots of people, Scotty. Lots of people don't just run out.
It is amazing, though, because, we give these CEOs and presidents of these companies bullshit for their pizza party. But honestly, lunch comes, and if it's free, I'm there.
Fuck yeah.
We're going to take it, but still complain, though.
No.
If it's free, it's for me. Honestly, like, I'll take free lunch all day.
Always
They
been
had a taco bar. They had soul food. Oh, my God. They have good food.
That taco bar 2 weeks ago. Oh, my God. It was so
any
good.
of this.
It comes in your email. They get the email, and then that line forms really fast, so you got to get down there real quick. Hey, one thing I wanted to talk about. So, okay, the Detroit Lions lost. They got beat by the San Francisco 49ers. Oh. But the crazy thing, you know this story. Brock Purdy, who was 2 years ago, the last pick.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the NFL draft. And here he is going to the Super Bowl.
That's mind-boggling.
It just proves that, okay, you might be quote-unquote irrelevant. You might not have the opportunity, the microphone, the stage to show what you can do. But people are talented. You know what I mean?
Well, they say cream rises to the top.
Okay, explain that.
If he's as great as he is, and he was at the bottom, he will eventually have shown his, true colors and his strengths and his talents, and he did.
Okay.
So he actually rose to the top.
Well, let me flip this on you, Danielle.
Yeah.
So if you didn't start in New York City, if you didn't get your start with Z100 and Elvis Duran, do you think you would have made it back here? Do you think that cream would have risen to the top?
I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Scary, same question.
A lot of...
Or would you be in, I don't know, Jackson, Mississippi?
I think a lot of things would have had to have happened right. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of things are timing. A lot of things are right place, right time, and timing.
Yep.
No matter how good you are, if you got to be in the right place at the right time.
And that's the same thing with Brock Purdy, though. He was the third-string quarterback, and literally 2 to 3 quarterbacks got injured or kicked off the team. Yeah. So same thing. So what you're saying is true. It's right place, right time, and then show your talent.
If you think about how Danielle and I started here, we started as people who just answered the phone in the background while we were going to college. So a few things had to happen. We graduated in 96 in that May. That was also the time when they shuffled everything around and Elvis moved from afternoons to mornings. So that had to happen, as Scotty said, timing. So that happened. And then we didn't fly the coop to go somewhere else because I was already had one foot out the door. I'm like, all right, now I got to go do radio somewhere. And I was thinking about maybe leaving home. But they're like, but wait, this new morning show with Elvis is here. Yeah. You're already answering the phones. Why don't we just parlay you, kind of transition you into like a full-time position? Same thing happened to Danielle and Greg T. So
and I met Elvis at a party with underwear on his head, and he was wasted.
Right.
And he said, "What? You come and work for my show?"
But there's a lot to be said for timing. Danielle.
So that's one of the ways I got my foot in the door with him, at least.
My entire career was timing.
Okay.
Everything.
Explain.
Well, I mean, the way things worked here is similar to what Skiri was saying because I was a promotions guy for a second and then before Greg T, there was another morning show idiot. And so they had me driving him around when he went out to do goofy things. And then that show all got fired and Elvis came in and I was already kind of doing that. Yep. So I started doing that for Greg T. And then they started slowing Greg T down a little bit. This was before that we were syndicated. What year was that, like 2007 or something like that?
Yeah.
And so they got rid of me. I was not on the morning show for about 6 months. I had to work in promotions, like put on real clothes and stuff like that.
Enter Miami.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to last that much longer. And then thank God Miami came on board and like, oh, Scotty's here. We need you to run the show because we're going into syndication. So it's just everything was just timing.
Yeah.
All along my entire career, I've never actually really like gone for anything. Everything just kind of happened for me, which was, great, I guess.
Wow, that's lucky.
But sadly, it's probably not going to happen that way in the future. So I better get my shit together.
Yes, you should. So Gandhi, like you're like me. You kind of bounced around.
Yeah.
If this opportunity didn't come up, would you have taken another opportunity elsewhere? Do you think you would have ended up here? Was this your ultimate goal, or did you want to? I don't know, just where opportunity took you.
I think if you're working in radio, your goal is definitely to get to New York City, right? Because it's the number one market in the country. So for sure, I would have. I was happy actually where I was until this opportunity came around and everything went to shit. That was crazy. But it was good there until it wasn't. So I was cool in Boston. And I actually had just signed a long-term contract to be there for a while. And I would have taken other opportunities, but I was still really happy in Boston. It was fine. I never thought this would come around. I actually applied to this job a long time ago, and I got an email back from somebody that said, "You're great. We love your demo. You're too young." That person to this day will say, "I never said you were too young. That's an HR violation." I have the email. They said I was too young.
Whoops.
It doesn't matter.
And
because it came around.
Yeah, that's right. So you could have been on our show like as early as like 2012.
And you might have failed. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's right. It could. What if it? Because maybe it wouldn't have worked out then. So I feel like things
because she was
for
too
reasons.
young.
Well, that's where the cream line comes in because the cream comes.
Can we not use the word cream?
That sounds so
creepy.
disgusting.
It really does.
Cream, not talking.
You don't have to say it so many times, Skiri.
Cream rises to the top of everything.
Okay.
You love cream, man. Candyman song, everything.
The froth,
peaches and cream.
The froth of the hot chocolate. I don't know, or your cappuccino.
Thank you, Skiri. Yeah, no.
I don't think I would have been here if I had gotten my final audition in Disney World and gotten cast, because while I was interning here and while I was working behind the scenes and answering phones and working my way up doing things, I was auditioning for Disney World.
Yeah.
And I made it to the final cut.
Yep.
And then I found out I was cut. But my mom always says it happens for a reason.
That's right.
There's a reason you got cut from Disney because you wouldn't have had this career and blah, blah.
Yeah, like if I never saw that glory hole in Albuquerque, I might not be here right now.
So what are the other factors? We'll call it the talent, having the talent, having the timing. And is there anything other factors involved with being?
I think Gandhi said it during the show. Your network is your net worth, right?
That's right.
I think back to how I got here, and it was, talent was a part of it, timing was a part of it, but honestly, a big part of it was who you know.
Who you know.
Yeah.
And
sure.
it's, that's the one thing I will tell anybody starting in this business is make friends with everybody, because you don't know who is going to be in a position to help you in the future.
That is the one thing when I go and speak at different colleges, I say, first of all, try to intern wherever you possibly can in a business that you want to wind up in.
Yeah.
So if it's something you're passionate about, try to intern at that place that you would like to wind up. But the other thing is, ask around if you can help. When I started, I asked every department at the radio station, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I do anything? Can I do anything? And I would get in at 5 a.m. and I would leave at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting paid anything because interns back then, we didn't get paid anything. Now they get paid.
Well, that's a bone of contention because I'm the same way. Like now everybody's like, well, they need to be paid. And I showed up I'm like you, Danielle. I showed up at 5 a.m. I stayed all day. I'd show up on my days off because you know what? That is what it took back then.
Yeah, and you wanted them to say.
Wouldn't it been awesome if you did get paid for that, though?
Oh, it would have been.
But we didn't.
But I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't do that.
Right.
That's, I guess, my point.
Because I feel like at some point when they're thinking of a position, they go, oh, you know what, so-and-so, she's always around. She's always helpful. Maybe we can get her to help out, and stuff like that. I mean, I got my start because of my Bronx accent, I think, because Tom Pullman, the other girl that was on the show with Sharon, she did something that was bad and they got rid of her. And he said, hey, we love your Bronx accent. Let's try you in there and see what happens. And that's how I got in there, which was amazing.
Danielle, do you think that accent was what held you back from the Disney audition?
No, not at all.
Did they tell you or no?
Oh,
no, they said that when you go and audition for Disney, they tell you right out, we are not looking to build a show around you. We're looking to place you in a show that's already there.
Right.
So they're looking at you when you come in and blah, blah, blah. And if you don't fit the bill, they're very honest about it. And I kept going. And then the final audition, and then they said, we will keep you on file just in case, but just so you know. So they're pretty honest about their casting and stuff.
And Danielle, again, you and me and Greg T, having been here a year and a half before we got that full-time job.
Yeah.
We built the the network while we were in the building. You were an intern. Greg T and I were being paid $5 an hour for our jobs.
$4.25. It was $4.25. $4.25.
Like what? That was, and then
That's crazy.
But
Isn't
again,
that crazy?
That sounds like the Great Depression.
It totally does, right?
No, but then everything changed, but again, we all graduated that same month that they blew up the morning show and Elvis moved to mornings.
Yeah.
Had that timing been off, it could have been other people in our place.
Yep.
Absolutely.
My mom kept telling me to quit.
So
kept
did mine.
saying, we didn't send you to college to make $4.25 an hour, and I kept saying,
my dad was.
Let's just wait and see what happens, and I waited, and it turned out great.
He was freaking out. Anthony, you're putting all this wear and tear on the car. You're paying more in tolls and gas than you were getting paid. How is this going to be a future?
But you know what? I think that you guys have ruined the path for other people in this building as far as how they think it works.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people in this building think, well, look at the entire morning show. So many of them were there from the time that they were 15, 16, however old you guys were, 17, 18. I'm going to do that. But that's not how it actually works for the majority of people. You got to get out of where you started.
Yep.
You could come back, but it's very rare that it actually works out the way it did for all of you guys.
I always tell people it's just
100%.
not normal. The way things have all worked for us is just not normal this business or any other, quite frankly.
It's an anomaly.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, Garrett?
Well, I mean, I went to a bowling alley and saw Elvis and go, I want to be an intern. And he goes, okay.
See, that doesn't usually happen.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's how it happened. And then I came to hang out one morning, and then he goes, get college credit. So freshman year, I walked in, and they go, get out of here. You got to be a junior. And I go, give it to me. And they gave me an internship credit, and then that's how it started.
Yeah.
Do you guys think, we always laugh that Elvis has this collection of misfits. And when you look around, he definitely does. Do you guys think that all of the things other places told you was not good about you and you needed to change were the things that he saw and was like, I love it, give it to me?
100%. When I was in college, they told me I had to lose my Bronx accent. They were like, you're never going to make it on the radio with your Bronx. They made me put a pencil in my mouth.
Me too.
And pronounce things.
I had to do that.
So
And
did
my
I.
my Bronx accent is what got me my job and what's kept me around. Well, one of the things that I think has kept me around for so long when others have left, certain things like that, like that I am a true New Yorker.
Oh my
when they were
God.
trying to get rid of that part of
Yep,
me.
you're giving
it's
me
crazy.
You're giving me PTSD because it's the same thing. It's like, you're from Brooklyn. You need to enunciate, pronounce your words. They gave me the pencil in my mouth too, and
Is
I
that
had
why
to.
you say squirrel?
Say squirrel. Say squirrel with the finger in your
Squirrel.
mouth. With the finger in your mouth.
Everything squirrel. But that's exactly what that's what Elvis saw in us, I guess. It's like, this is perfect. We
We're
don't
like
need
circus freaks,
the
and he liked
imperfection
it.
is perfection.
Mm-hmm. It is. I got told you're not nearly girly enough to be mainstream. People like to talk about hair and makeup, and you don't do that. So you're really missing mass appeal. You like to talk about dorky stuff. You are brown. That's a totally different thing than anything we're used to. And then you come here and all those things, yeah, scary, for real. All those things that people told you were never going to work, they work here. And you got to love them for that.
You're also too young. You're young.
Yes, too young.
Dude, who's not down with the brown?
Lots of people scared.
FedEx.
Even
FedEx. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I got
Thanks for the
straight up
UPS
told by
joke.
somebody, and if I tell you his name, I'll tell you off the air. You'll know who he is. He said, if you were a white girl with blonde hair, I would have hired you 5 years ago.
Oh,
But where we are, that's not
What?
what people want to hear and see. And I was like, okay, cool.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what? I used to think all the time, because that would happen all the time. Whatever, as long as it's something I could never change about myself, I'm okay with it, because that's just me. And if you don't like me, you don't like me. But if it was something like changeable, I might have tried to change it. So that is what it is.
But even aside from like the accents and skin colors and ages and stuff like that, I think we all here have that drive that we would have succeeded no matter what we chose to do. You know what I mean? I think we all have it within us that, hey, if I put my mind to it, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to put the time in. I'm going to learn the things I need to. And we all would have succeeded. Yes. I think that's why we're all here at the core.
The moxie.
Yeah.
I would have been a damn good Disney princess.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
would
tell
have.
you.
Still would
The
be,
cream.
Danielle.
You would have. Scary would have been a very creamy whatever.
That's
Very
what I'm
frothy.
talking about.
Yeah. All right. Are we done?
Oh, man, we gave him a bonus today.
Hot
Well,
damn.
yeah, how
Oh, we did? How long did we go?
16 and a half.
All right.
So we
we're not gonna
so
talk
then we
about Scotty's
subtract that.
weekend.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah. Minute and a half shorter tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.